Hello and welcome. It is Punt Pals podcast. Robbie Von, Nick Ristovic. A huge, and I mean huge weekend of finals, wasn't it, mate? How are you going? Have you recovered? Are you okay?
I am, mate. I'm still recovering mentally and physically. Obviously, the coinciding in nature of having a boys' trip and the Freo game on Saturday night was has left me feeling a little bit spent, mate. But
you really turned it on, didn't you?
I did, mate. Yeah, still got my old PTSD after the Freo result, but we'll go through that a bit later, mate. Other than that, going pretty well back on deck and back from the boys' trip, so can't complain.
Now, I have to ask, we'll get to it later if you did, but did you do the poem this week or were you too devastated?
Oh, absolutely not, mate. If I'd done the poem live, I think I would have shed a tear almost. It's been
no chance.
Yeah, it's been a rollercoaster of emotion since the game.
Fair.
And still not quite over it, to be honest, but I've got a bit of mail around the game and where I thought we won and lost the game, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, it's the pain of footy finals, isn't it? You can't always be the winner.
You can't, mate. Someone's got to lose, and there's some pretty good stories to come out of it, so look forward to ripping into that a bit later, mate. How are you going?
Mate, I'm good. Weekend highlights. I had a reasonably big-ish weekend. Friday, I did something. Can't remember what it was. Oh, I hosted the harness racing event.
That's right.
The harness racing event. Yep. Mate, Group 1 race. I didn't realise before I went there, but it was a big Group 1 race.
Yeah.
Awesome. Over $200,000 in prize money. And in the race afterwards, $126 to 1 winner got up.
Doesn't happen at Gloucester Park very often, does it?
Nah.
How many shekels did you have each way?
Just a couple of G's.
Put it in the trifecta and won $500,000.
I wish. Nah, I didn't even look at it, to be honest. So that's a bit of a pity, but it was a big win for a few people. There was lots of happy people. It was a good crowd.
Yeah, Gloucester Park's been going well, mate.
Yeah.
Peter O'Neill's heading up the marketing there, former Tab Touch employee, and mate, he's killing it.
He's doing a very good job. He looked very dapper in his suit. Yeah, cheap pints as well.
Helps, doesn't it?
It was good. Well, they were free in my case, so that's it's as cheap as it gets.
Since when do you pay when you get on course? Oh, mate, what a night. So a few winners there, a few door prizes. Was there a few spin the wheel action?
Yeah, all the usual.
Yeah, the usual
One
culprits.
person, I forget her name, actually spun the wheel off its hinges.
Yeah, look.
It was getting a bit loose.
People get a bit excited, don't they?
Yeah, needed to bring the spanner out.
Talking about the harness,
The
it's not
wrench.
a demographic. Usually a bit older there. I wouldn't thought they had the strength to rip it off the hinges, but
Well, soul to the earth, country lady.
yeah, okay, yeah, that'll do it for you.
Guns for days.
So the wheel was out of action. With a new calibration required to remove the wheel bias, was there?
Yeah, pretty much, mate. Yeah,
okay.
it needs a real recalibration.
Look,
Wheel
mate.
bias. Look at you and your words.
Well, mate, I'm a big wheel spin enthusiast, as you know. So when you need the wheel spun, I'm happy to come down, mate, anytime.
Love it. Get this man to the casino. Big wheel, every
Big
day
fruit
of the week.
wheelman.
So, mate, that was me. I went to the Wembley to watch the footy as well. That was really nice. So,
Good spot.
good weekend. No low lights for me, really.
Yeah.
Which is good. What about you? You would have been all highlights except for the footy.
Yeah, no, it was a ripping week, mate. Had a few days off. I had the whole week off, but had a few days at home with the family early. Spent a bit of time with the son, caught up on all the chores and cooked a few meals for the future, as you do, freeze them away.
Nice.
And then drove down midnight Wednesday night down to Albany.
Mate, that is very keen.
Course,
After
just-
the podcast recording.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it was just frothing, get down there and chuck a line in. So just drove through the night, a few Monster energy drinks got me through, and saw about 4 million roos on the way down, though.
No way.
Towing the boat on the back, there was one section where I saw a pack of 20 roos on one side and 10 on the other.
Whoa.
All on the edge of the road, and I'm thinking, this is going to be airy.
You don't have a rhubarb, do you?
No, mate, no. I got the old soccer mum car. So cruised down there. We did a bit of a pub crawl on the Saturday to find the ideal destination to watch the football.
Ooh.
So we had a bit of a challenge where we had a pot at each particular pub to decide.
What was the conclusion? Where did you go?
We went to the decrepit Sports Inn bar, which is in the industrial area of Albany. It's
Yes.
purely just an absolute sporting den.
Love
There's
that.
no sort of pub atmosphere. It's just nice screens and sporting memorabilia over the wall. So it was pretty cool. But my
Downright
mate,
dirty, dodgy, and just in the ghetto. Nick Ristovic special.
well, mate, it was a good little spot. Like the tech was cool in there, and it was a good vibe. But my mates were getting pretty rowdy, and
As they
we
should.
had the owner sort of come over a couple of times and say, "Look, your mate Steve, he's almost on the list of getting booted. You know Steve, of course.
He's a legend.
He's infamous.
A loose man.
He was on the verge of getting us booted out. So he managed to stick out the whole game, which was a miracle in itself. And then, obviously, we saw the result and things were pretty sombre after that. So it was a quiet Saturday night. We all got home, all the Freo supporters, and then it was pretty quiet on the Sunday, reflecting on it, 5-hour drive back.
No drowning of sorrows?
Back at the house, there was a few. The other boys kicked on. But yeah.
You went to bed.
I just went back to the house and just, Yeah, tried to play a bit of ping pong and a few things to get myself up and about but with the boys. But, mate, it was pretty flat. I'm not going to lie.
Jeez, you went into little kid areas where you just devastated.
Yeah, mate, come on. You know how diehard Freo I am.
I know, you love it.
So, yeah, anyway, we'll rip in later. Won't tease it out too much. But, yeah, it was a bit of a weird end to the weekend. But great few days, mate.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's great to hear. I'm glad you had a good getaway
Thanks,
as well.
buddy.
And I know you love getting out and doing your fishing and everything. So that's perfect for you.
Yeah, it's called fishing, not catching for a reason, mate. Bit of a lean trot. I didn't bring any fillets home for the missus, but that's all right. We'll
Not
be back
even one.
Nah, mate, we're back at it next year, though. I told her I just sort of sussed it out this year and need to go back for a follow-up, so.
Yeah, well played.
We'll see.
Very well played.
Bets from last week, mate.
Oh, man, I didn't even go through mine because
Yeah.
they were all putrid. I think you're the only one that just picked something up last week.
Oh, Dublin's were terrible.
Yeah.
For a start. I mean, I chose 2 from 2 and they're both losers.
Yeah.
Adelaide, obviously, and Freo at $1.40, $1.50. So what I would say, before we get into the review for the AFL later on, tough weekend for the punters, wasn't it?
Tough. I remember saying to you last year I said it last week, but last year, the first week of the finals always dishes up at least 2 upsets.
Yep.
So you're better off betting on the outsiders. And I think that proved to be true on the weekend.
Well, obviously, you're still here, so you didn't back all the outsiders.
No, I did not. Not saying I followed my own advice. That was the advice.
You'd be on the way to Europe.
Yes.
But you were bullish on a couple of shout-outs, mate. I did go and have a listen to it again on the way down the potty last week, and you were pretty keen on the Pies.
I was. They just felt like
210, 220.
Yeah, that's
good
pretty
price. So your head-to-head tipping was pretty good. And in the end, to your point,
No, it wasn't that good because I tipped Freo and I
Wow.
also tipped Hawthorn.
Yeah, you did.
But I tipped Brisbane as well, so yeah, 2
Yeah,
of 2. What did
Hawthorn
you
and Pies.
tip?
I didn't tip one, mate.
Oh, you missed them
No, I
all.
had a clean donut, mate. That's what I mean. And to be honest, it wasn't unfamiliar for a lot of people that had a donut on the weekend. So 2 from 2 would have been good. They're both paying around $2, mate. So
Yep.
would have found a good multi. Usually the Dublin gets up, my same game multi doesn't. Just decided to flip the script this week.
But the same game multi's a good one to get, so you've probably
Yeah.
done very well there.
$4.50 paid in the end.
Nice.
Tracy 2 goals, Bolton 15, Clark 20, and Voss and Reid anytime. Sort of feels a bit poisonous mentioning the Freo players' names at all at the moment, but they were the ones who got it done. Many didn't, but yeah, it's good to get a little bet up, mate.
Beautiful. Yeah, you've done very well there. Do you know what? We've got AFL news, trades and delistings to go through, but I think we should just rip the Band-Aid off. So,
Do you want to go into it, mate?
yeah, I mean, the Freo Dockers, they're your team.
I want to go into the game straight up. You don't want to review it in chronological order.
I reckon pull the Band-Aid off, then we'll do
All right.
the others.
Okay.
I think you need to. You need to get it out of the way, get it out of your system, and you'll be okay. You'll feel better.
Yeah, okay. Well, my first question was, mate, do we really need to review the game?
We can leave it if you want, because we all know what happened.
No, we will, mate.
It was a ripping game of footy. As a neutral supporter,
Yeah.
I mean, I would have preferred to see the result go the other way, but to just watch the game, it was really good.
It was. There were plenty of great stories to come out of it. David Swallow, obviously, we'll talk about the end of the review. But we did say last week, and it boded into the game, the Dockers have a habit of winning games they shouldn't, i.e. away from home, MCG, top 8 opponent, and then throwing games at home or throwing games away like the loss to the Saints or the West Coast in the Derby last year, or in this case, a Gold Coast Suns team who've never played finals on your home deck. It was always a bit of a watch, mate.
Notorious for it.
So, you know, they call it in familiar terms very dockery, and it was dockery in the end with the result. And to start off, mate, the review, the Suns were off to a great start. We talked about Rowell and Anderson being contested beasts and that midfield being probably one of the best 2 in the comp. And it was just a ding-dong battle with the mids, wasn't it?
It really was. I mean, when you look
Amazing
at
to
those
watch.
2 midfields, with Rowell and Anderson in such good form at the moment, to go head-to-head against Sarong and Brayshaw, and then you've got all the other guys in there as well. It's
yeah.
just the sort of final you want to watch, eh?
Yeah, it was, mate. It really was. And Sarong, you know, the top-rated player across the entire round of finals football, champion data-wise. So 35 possessions, 12 clearances. He just did everything he possibly could to get him across the line. So that midfield battle was just worth its price of admission, I think.
100%.
We then talked about in the potty about how if Suns got off to a good start and silenced the Fremantle crowd, it would almost become a neutral position for them.
Yep.
And they did that very well, didn't they?
They did that very well. Like, they didn't seem to really care, did they?
Not really. Weren't phased by the task. Dimmer had them up and firing, again led by the midfield, but they piled on some goals early, took the crowd out of the game largely until late in the third quarter when the Freo started to come back. But, mate, I tell you what, Freo just started the game so conservative, such slow ball movement off half back. That style that we've seen them play throughout the year that limits the damage on the scoreboard, but doesn't really give their forwards a chance.
Yeah.
Until they were 25 points down, they just held to leather, mate.
Yep. Yep.
Whereas,
and it's really disappointing to see, really.
It is, whereas Gold Coast, all gas, no breaks has been their mantra. It's been widely publicised.
Love that.
Timmers just smashed it through, and that's what happened, mate. They were just ready to go from the very first bounce, weren't they?
They were. Freo did kick the first goal, and I had that. Mate, I had $20 on it because Tab Touch had that special where if your player doesn't kick the first goal, but they kick one in the first half.
Yep.
So I loaded up on that all weekend. $20 on Voss. I pocketed about $350 in the end. It was really good.
Oh, the first goal scorer.
Yeah.
It was a beauty, wasn't
Patrick
it?
Voss, thank you.
Well, he kicked three. He's the top goal scorer on the night for Freo.
Yeah,
So
very good.
that was good by you.
Well, the other one they had as well, sorry to divert with goals, was
that's all right.
8 goals between Voss, Tracy.
Yep.
Who were the other two in the other game?
Joel.
Gunston and another guy. Anyway, that got up. It was paying like $3.
Yeah, we had to wait till
special.
the last quarter, I think.
Yeah.
That game, which is cool. It's what you want. You ride it out a couple of games. It's a good way to have some skin in the game, isn't it?
Well, to be honest, I was a bit pissy by the end of the game and I didn't realise I got it.
Well, the 350. Once that hit the account, it was all sort of just chump change from there for you, I guess, mate.
Yep, and my wife had it spent before it even hit the account.
Yeah, that's what happens, mate.
Oh, yes, it does.
You got to siphon that out. So, going back to the game, I guess the Dockers kicked the goal late to get in front. Then stupidly, with 2.5 minutes to go, instead of looking for Brayshaw and others open in the middle, they play the conservative brand of footy, going down the line, but not quite kicking it close enough to the boundary. Bodie Yulin somehow outmarks Darcy, Voss, Jackson, and several other massive guys in that contest down the line.
Yeah.
Whereas Freo could have sapped 3 or 4 uncontested possessions, soaked another 1.5 minutes off the clock, the game's won.
Yep.
And they've done that many times this year, so you can't fault them, their consistency there. But when it counted, mate, Big Dick Tracy.
Hey, the big dick.
He goes behind the ball, right?
Yeah.
Of course he does. You know, he can save you a game. He's done it 3 or 4 times this year, including that game against Collingwood.
Yeah.
But what he didn't realise is that big Mac Andrew had followed him down there.
Yeah.
So he went from intentionally being the loose man behind the ball to essentially dragging one of the most dynamic, high-leaping backmen down there who can take marks and kick goals. And in the end, didn't play the loose man. And in the end, they just evened up the contest and got the job done through Big Mac.
Yeah, it was disappointing to see, wasn't it? He is dynamic. He's buried the Bombers before in a similar situation.
He has, mate. So they were some of the bad things. I guess we can't skip over my boy Frederick.
Oh, that goal he missed. Was that first quarter? I mean, that would have been the evener.
I've copped flack all year, and I know I've mentioned this a few times, but I copped so much flack for giving Freddie heat and saying he should be in the twos. Went the dribbler, had 0 tackles for the game, and had less possessions than Nat Fyfe, who played 3 quarters of 1 quarter.
Yeah, Fyfe was not bad when he came on. They should have played him earlier. It was so silly.
So what ends up happening, and I watch the game again over and over just to torture myself, is Freddie tries to get ahead of the footy with the handball outside the pack. In finals games, that Len leaves an outnumber at the contest, which Gold Coast were winning. Mm-hmm. And Freddie was on the wrong side of the contest, not running both ways. His player then running and transitioning the ball down the forward line. So, you know, finals games, you don't get many cheap kicks out the front of the pack.
Yep.
You know, you go in there and earn the footy or lay tackles or give defensive pressure. And they just didn't stand up on the night, mate. So it was disappointing.
It was very disappointing because I really thought the way Freo had been playing the last 2 months, 10 weeks or whatever, I think they'd won 12 of the last 14. I thought, they're a chance to go deep, even though it's going to be hard to sort of make the last day in September, given they didn't make top 4. I thought they could win at least 2 finals and at least make a prelim, but it's disappointing to see that they were unable to do that. The only thing you can hope is that they're going to use this as a launch pad for next year, because I think it rings true. It's an old saying, but it definitely rings true. You got to lose a couple to win one, and that's what Brizzy have done over the last 5 years. Yep. So I think if Freo can sort of take that on and they have the right messaging within the team, it's not all bad.
No, it's not.
Disappointing now.
No, it's not, mate. That's a very optimistic outlook. I think, to your point, as extension of you lose a game by a point, you've done a lot right.
Yep. Yeah, well, that's true.
Are you going to have to go to Brisbane the following week and play Brisbane at the Gabba? Do I think Freo were going to make it through that game? Probably not. So to end on a couple of positives, because we like to do that, Alex Pearce was enormous in the last quarter.
Again, he's been good the last
6
couple of months.
intercept marks, almost wins the game. Captain's last quarter, unbelievable. Yeah. Murphy Reid, we keep giving him his plaudits. He'll probably win the Rising Star and Cook My Futures multi.
If he doesn't, there's something wrong.
It'd be rigged. He had 20 posies and a goal in his first final.
Yeah.
Just an unbelievable performance. And obviously the performance of Brayshaw and Sarong had their knockers. They haven't quite both gelled at the same time. Both had enormous games, 30-plus possessions, as well as Rowell and Anderson. So quality game, didn't go in our favour, but lots of positives to take out of it, mate.
Yep, and I love what you said there. Murphy Reid, fish to water. He is going to be a superstar for years to come, mate.
Cannot wait, mate.
Now, we had a little bit of a mix-up, didn't we, there? Because I made you go straight into...
Well, we can go. Do you want to go through the other games briefly or not?
I reckon we jump into them pretty quickly, yeah, because I made you jump into Freo straight up. So let's jump into those other games. Of course, there was 3 other finals this weekend.
Yep.
Did start off with the Crows and Collingwood on Thursday night. I thought Collingwood were excellent. They're second in the premiership favouritism now.
Yep.
Do they deserve to be first the way they played?
Well, they lured us all into a false sense of security, didn't they?
They did. They really did.
We talked about not really into their late season form. They peak at the right time. They've been managing senior players. And I'll tell you what, if you'd backed that advice and followed guys like Sidebottom who kicked 3 goals in the game, Jamie Elliott, their star performer, kicked 4, Darcy Moore, 9 intercept marks for the game. So there were plenty of positives for them, and I think that's their true form. I think we haven't seen that for a number of weeks because they've got the job done early in the year, mate. Sewn up the double chance.
Yeah, well, that's the thing.
So,
just in the end, they almost missed it, but they...
Yeah, but what's to play for, you know? So I think experience versus no experience played a massive role, and the Pies win by 24.
They've put themselves in the best possible position. That is for certain.
So I've got a couple.
Now they can win through.
I've got a couple of questions for you, though, mate.
Fire away.
Questions without notice again.
Love it.
3 tools didn't work for the Crows, so they go again with it this week.
Have to. That's what they've done all year. Can't change it now.
Don't change the mix?
No, I wouldn't.
How did Darcy Moore not have a man on him when he takes 9 intercept marks and Adelaide have 3 tools?
I think whoever he was playing on thought he was Kieran Knightley, so he wasn't supposed to be manning up on a soccer play from Bend It Like Beckham.
Yeah, okay. That's very well. Mate, have you read these questions already?
I actually didn't.
That was elite. What do the Crows then need to fix? I mean, they don't have a lot of experience. We talked about them being too tall forward, but are they one short in the midfield? Do they take some confidence out of that first game and that pressure? I mean, what do they need to do to turn it around this weekend?
Isaac Rankin would be handy.
Yeah, he would be. No, you haven't got him up the sleeve.
No, there's talk of Jason Rochelle coming back in. So obviously, is that his dad, Jason Rochelle?
Josh Rochelle?
Yeah, Jason's his dad. I did work experience with him.
Did you?
Electrician, 16.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there you go.
Jason.
Yeah.
Either could come in then. And
he was a good ruckman. He was a big boy, yeah. Tough man. I think Rochelle may be coming in. That might be the answer. But other than that, there's not really a lot else you could say.
And that one short in the midfield for me.
Yeah. But who else are you putting in?
Well, they've got guys like Peatling and others that sort of their class falls away pretty quick after Dawson.
Yeah, Pedler was good.
Pedler's good forward. He kicks a few goals, but he's not really that crunch midfield. I reckon, honestly, throwing Laird in there for patches during the game, bigger bodied, seasoned midfielder in the past, I think they need some experience to support Dawson through there. So I think their midfield mix is the most critical part for them. They're great behind the ball. They've got those 3 tools and some dynamic small forwards that can kick goals, but in the midfield is where they need to win the footy.
Yep.
And they weren't able to do that against Dacos and co on Friday night, I think it was.
Yep. I'm pretty worried for him, to be honest.
So am I. I think they're a huge danger of losing again this weekend, which we'll get into later.
I tend to agree, mate. We'll move on to Friday night. Oh, is there any more questions without...
No, mate, that's it, mate.
No.
Yeah, just a few nice little settlers, mate. A few down line of length.
Love that. Friday night. What did we have? That was Hawthorn and GWS. No, what was Friday? Geelong. Yeah, I wasn't watching it, so there you go. I missed it. Give us the review because I didn't watch it.
38-point winners, really, Geelong. We obviously thought Lions, both teams very experienced, but really it was just a coaching masterclass by Scotty.
Yeah.
He ran with 2 taggers. In the modern game, people are saying we don't need taggers. The game's gone past them. They did the opposite.
So what? Smith and Holmes?
They ran with Connor and Ocean Mullen.
Oh, of course.
Against McCluggage, and then they tagged Rayner, who was the game winner for the Brisbane the week before. McCluggage only had 14 posies for the game. Killed multis.
Yeah.
90% of them. So an elite tagging performance. Rayner was super quiet. He got 2 cheap free kicks, ended up with a couple goals for the game. But in the end, really the game was won and lost with the Tigers, but also the midfield game of Geelong. Dempsey on the wing as well, just absolutely towered up. The likes of Ashcroft and others running the other way.
Which you wouldn't expect to see.
So, yeah, the Lions lacked pace and spread out of the contest. They looked a bit slow, whereas Geelong had, Smith, these sorts of guys who just got them on the outside, and the game was over.
Yeah, and how do they fix that? Because obviously Lockie Neal's out for the rest of the final series.
Well, Zach Bailey's in there. He racked up posies. I said he may not get as many minutes. He still had 23, 24 posies, so he probably was a good bet in the end, which was contrary to what I thought last week. But he doesn't run both ways. So what Lions need to do is, they've got class and polish in there. Ashcroft, you've got Neil, who's out of the game. You've got McCluggage, who's been really consistent all year, apart from last week.
Both Ashcrofts, really.
You've got the
Levi
guy
and
from
Marcus.
Western Bulldogs. What's his name?
Dunkley.
We love him, Dunkley.
Yeah.
He's a great player, but they need to set up more defensive in the contest, and then those Ashcroft brothers need to run both ways.
Yep.
Too many times they got towered up going the other way. So
Love those goals.
Chris Scott, mate, he was just, as I thought, just an exceptional coaching performance.
He's a master, isn't he?
Ollie Dempsey just came of age in that game, mate. Top score for the Cats with 3, more than Jez. Off the wing, so
you love that, don't you?
Says enough, and he's been a banker all year for us, mate.
This is where the good players start to shine when it comes to finals time, sir.
Absolutely, mate.
Any questions without notice for this?
Well, I guess where to from here? You asked me the question, but where do you think the Lions? I mean, they're proven performers, but where do they sort of find another leg this weekend?
That's a great question. I mean, being at home, they love that Gabba.
Yeah.
So I guess that's probably going to give them another pep in their step. Hard to replace Neil. I don't really see any midfielders coming in.
Neither. No. I mean, Bailey will spend some time there.
I'm just trying to think who you'd bring in. There's not many.
Zorko maybe, but he's killing it off half back. It's tough, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Tough. I wonder if they missed a trick not playing Oscar McInerney as well. Deep as a forward.
Yeah.
Trying Sam Day. Too heavily reliant on Logan Morris. He's only 193. He's not going to take him, centre-half forward, centre-half back.
Yeah.
I was not going to take on a centre-half back or a full-back. He's a bit undersized. So I feel like they need something big down the line.
It's interesting, isn't it? Because it's not this season, it's next season, but there's going to be a different look there when you've got Sam Draper and Oscar Allen.
Yeah, massive.
I mean, they're two big boys coming in.
Massive. They're feeling it, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Key forward. They're really feeling it now, I think. This is it. Logan Morris has been great all year, but he can't carry it all.
Yeah, he's still a young buck.
And Charlie Cameron too. Can we touch on him for a minute?
He's so inconsistent.
His body language was terrible.
What's going on?
Well, I think he misses Joe Danaher. It's easy to read a full forward when you've seen him for many years. You know how they play, you know where the fall of the ball's going to be, and you know that most of the time they're going to target him.
Yeah, that's true.
I think Charlie Cameron's just all at sea now. He doesn't know where to go.
Yeah, it's probably a good call. Joe was a big loss.
Maybe an excuse, but he's just not playing well either.
Yeah. It's been a rough year for him, been very inconsistent, which you don't like to see, but, there we are.
Backing him in. But Kyle Lohman's almost going ahead of him, isn't he?
Yes, love Kai. What a gun.
He's your man.
Yeah.
So that was that game, mate. Very disappointing, really, for Brizzy. I thought they'd be much better than that, but maybe the Cats were just too good.
Yeah, damn. It's no good. It's no good for Brizzy. I like Brisbane, by the way. I'd like to see them get up and win the flag if the Bombers can't do it.
Love Fags. Yeah.
Fags is a legend.
Well, half your players by the end of the time they win the next premiership.
Sounds my
Merritt
God, they all want to go there. The final one, since you've mentioned Merritt, talk of him going to Hawthorn and the GWS. Are we more impressed with Hawthorn or disappointed by GWS?
Very impressive, Hawthorn.
Yeah, they were good, eh?
They were good, but they are susceptible to conceding runs of goals.
Yes.
We've said it all. Yeah, they lost 9 clearances in a row in that third quarter and conceded 6 straight to the Orange Tsunami to get them back in the game after a flawless performance for the best part of 3 quarters. So Josh Kelly came on as a sub. We talked about him last week. He had immediate impact, kicked a ridiculous goal.
Yeah.
Or 2. But really, for me, mate, before we get to the key questions, Toby Green, the job that Hardwick did on him to take him out of the game completely, again, cost multis and probably my banker for the game, just didn't have an impact at all.
No, it was bad, wasn't it? Highly underrated, Hardwick.
Oh, mate, absolutely.
Backman. No one ever talks about him, but he does a good job.
So I guess key questions for you, and I've got a few thoughts on these, but how the fuck did the Hawks suddenly rise back up the ladder from what was complete irrelevancy in just a few years?
It's a huge question because, honestly, before Gather Round last year, they were a basket case, and they were for a couple of seasons before that. They were hopeless. They were very young, and they did actually do something that a lot of clubs haven't done, and that was completely rebuild. So they traded off everyone, like all their senior players. Everyone thought they were mad at the time, but it has paid off because they got those draft picks. They brought all those young fellas in, and they paid the price as far as you do that and you're going to have a few really bad seasons. Yeah. But then these guys matured and they're young, they're hungry, they've got a little bit of experience now, and that's essentially how they did it. Sam Mitchell took a big chance and it paid off. Yeah, he's taken a big gamble. They've become a destination club, which helps.
Huge.
I
watched GWS's all-powerful forward line, Jesse Hogan, Cadman, Stringer, these types. They got dismantled on the weekend. Hogan kicked 3, but was on one leg.
Yeah.
When you're bringing in guys like Battle, Barras, Hardwick, Amon, Impey, all traded in as a destination club, there's your entire backline, which to me is one of the best backlines going around. You add Sicily in there, they can take on any tall forward line.
Yep.
Then you bring in Chol, Ginnivan, Gunston back, and Newcombe from the mid-season draft. They've just rectified weaknesses to a T in their team to a point now where last year they were around the mark. Now they've got Barras and Battle that can take down the 2 big forwards.
Yep.
They're 6-goal better side.
Yep. And I'd say Hardwick has been the latest super coach sort of thing. He got those three flags, and now he's sort of gone to the Gold Coast and done great stuff. But I think Sam Mitchell's the next one. He has a chance to take Hawthorn to a dynasty because as a coach, he knows what's going on. He really does.
The genius, they call him. So, mate, I was very buoyant on the Hawks. The last questions I've got for you is, can the Hawks win it all, mate?
No.
No?
No, I don't. I think it's too hard from 8th. Because you've got to come up against too many good teams. You've got to go to Adelaide this week, play against the team that finished top of the ladder in front of a home, on their home deck. And then if you win that, you've got to go through and play the Pies or Geelong, who have had a rest. So
tough, isn't it?
I don't think they can do it. And if you get through that, then you've 3 really big games in, and then to come back and win a grand final as well, I would say no. I mean, stranger things have happened. The Bulldogs have done it. Brisbane did it last year. It's possible, but I think the Hawks are too inconsistent, and as you say, they bleed goals. So I'm going to say no.
Yeah, tough to beat Geelong and that sort of next echelon, isn't it too?
Yeah, but ask me in 2026 because I reckon they can go all the way then.
Successful season though, I'd say already. So
massively.
For what they've done and where they've come from. To summarise the conversation in just a couple of short years, the Hawks fans would be absolutely frothing.
They would be. They would be. The one thing that you did mention before, and I think it's probably a good thing to note as well, is that you said the Hawks are susceptible to bleeding a heap of goals in a row.
Yeah.
Adelaide is susceptible to kicking a lot of goals in a row.
100%.
So that's a big thing for this weekend.
Yeah, it could be a game of swings and momentum.
Yeah.
Maybe Adelaide at home might have the rub of the green, but we'll see.
Yep.
But you've been diving into some AFL news, both trades and delistings.
Yes.
And I love this sort of gear, mate. So what do you got for us?
Oh, mate, there's some really good gear getting around at the moment. First up, I don't know if you saw the Bailey Smith incident today.
Not today, no.
Bit of fun. So he was at training. He was getting a massage on the table kind of to the side of the ground, in the rooms a little bit. Herald Sun on News Corp photographer was trying to get a few pics, flip the bird, get a bit of a verbal tirade in the end. I think it was something along the lines of, what did he say? You're doing a fucking shit job. Keep baiting me. So he doesn't mind a headline and saying it like it is, does he?
After Andrew Dillon went to his house to speak to him during the year. Yes. No, I like him, mate. He's
dialed in. That's good. That's good. If nothing else, he's himself. All right, so I don't know if you saw this today. Mitch Duncan, he's headed to West Coast at the end of the year as an assistant coach.
Had a bit to do with Mitch Duncan over the years, actually.
Did you?
Yeah,
you know
yeah. He was... He's involved in as a family friend for a period there, and mate, he's a ripping fella.
Yeah, he seems like a good bloke.
Super nice, great family man, great values, and that is a great get for West Coast.
That's awesome, and he's over in the West. Maybe we can get him on the pod next year.
Oh, we'll have a crack, mate.
Yeah,
sure. Doesn't mind his racing too. Occasionally gets down the races. You see him in Melbourne. I was working there, so
beautiful.
Great fella, good by West Coast.
Good to see him coming back west. Today as well, Essendon in turmoil again. There's more talk around Zach Merritt. Earlier in the week, he kind of shut it down, but there's talks he's now met with Hawthorn. So he hasn't officially asked for a trade. The word is he won't, but he's definitely shopping himself around a little bit, just having a look what's out there.
It's just all smoke and mirrors, isn't it?
It is.
Like, yeah, I'm open to a trade, meaning I'm happy to leave.
Yeah.
But if I stay, I'm fine. But then he'll go, apparently Zach Merritt's gone in asking the board, like, what's the plan if I'm going to hang around this joint?
Yeah.
So I think the only thing stopping Zach Merritt from going is just an absolute sweetheart deal from another team on the table. And I think that's why the clubs play the games. Essendon will say he's a required player. You want to try and pry him out. We're not going to give him up for nothing. And they'll just try and drive the price up until they find something where they can get a decent trade for him.
Yep.
I mean, would Zach Merritt dig his heels in at some point and go, I don't want to play for the club, and they have to get rid of him anyway? Like, we've seen it happen before.
But it's such a weird one because he did look around last year. He looked around at his last contract as well, which is a few years back.
Last 2 times he's been up for or close to contract renewal, he's been on the search.
But then he commits hard. So, I don't know. He sort of sends mixed messages as well.
Yep.
So, you just don't know. He's going to go down as a legend of the club.
No doubt.
He, unfortunately, is probably never going to see success. So, I'm halfway on the fence as a Bomber supporter. Like, I would love to see him as a career-long Essendon player. But I also get he's, like, carried the club more than many other players I've ever seen in the league, as far as, like, not many players have had to carry a club like he has. He deserves a bit of success, and I wouldn't begrudge him. It might be good for Essendon to trade him now.
You say that, though, but when I watched Lachie Neale win a flag with Brisbane after he left Freo, I was happy for him at the time, but when the dust settled, I was like, feeling like a bit stiff now, to be honest.
Yeah, gotcha.
We'd love to have him in purple.
Would have been handy on the weekend.
Yeah.
Just saying.
So that'll be the thing, I guess. You go see him play for the Hawks and they win a flag next year and you realise you're further away from a flag not having him.
Yeah.
It's a bit of short-term pain, isn't it?
I know. Look, I don't want him to go.
Sorry,
but...
mate, I'm just giving...
No, I agree. And I don't want him to go, but I just wonder that at the spot Essendon is, are we, like, from a pure numbers perspective, are we better off getting 2, like, really high draft picks for him? And actually
and an established
rebuilding.
player, probably.
Yeah.
No,
Do you know what?
I think so. I think you
Stuff
are.
having an established player, like, I just want him to completely and utterly rebuild. So
The drafts are tough, mate. You got Tassie coming in and a lot of draft concessions, father-son, the next couple of years. So
now's the time to do it if you're going to do it. Not
I think so.
year.
Exactly. You got to go now. So don't worry to the next contract renewal. If he wants to get out next year, the ship sailed. So good shout, man.
Yeah, I just, it's a tough one, but it's kind of like that. Sam Draper, he's off to Brisbane as well. Yep. Now, mate, Melbourne have had a big clean out, so they've gotten rid of 6 players now. Jack Billings, Marty Hoare, Conan Brown, Tom Fullerton, Oliver Seston and Will Varell. To be fair, most of these guys didn't really get a game. They've done this just before their best and fairest, which I think is tonight.
Yep.
And this is a cleaning of the closet before the new coach comes in, which we think is going to be Nathan Buckley.
Yeah, I think so. And I think Jack Billings is probably the one on that list. I think high draft pick, never really reached his potential, did he?
No, he didn't. I mean, there's been times where he's been very good, but he never quite got to the levels that you would hope.
And I'm going to say there's some clubs that get the most out of those kind of high draft picks that haven't come on. Jack Martin for Geelong this year is a really good example.
Yep.
Struggled many years with his body. He kicked 4 goals in, 4 minutes, I think, a few weeks ago.
I know.
Shows his potential. Whereas Jack Billings, I think he's just been plodding through and, he's never had the pace, but he's always been a good user of the footy. So sad to see him gone, and then a few of those others I don't really know other than Marty Hoare. So a lot of change over for the D's, mate.
Yeah, there is. Now, mate, I've got a whole list of club delistings, but I think if we go through that, we're going to be here all day. So
West
we'll
Coast?
just, Sydney had 6 as well. So Robbie Fox and Aaron Francis are their maiden names there. But Indy Kirk, son of Brett Kirk, he never got a game in the end, so that's a bit unfortunate.
Stiff.
Yep. Carlton have cut Orazio Fantasia with a couple of other guys as well. Late mail today, I got it on my emails actually from the Freo Footy Club. Will Brodie wants to go to Port Adelaide and Liam Reedy wants to go to Carlton.
Yep.
And West Coast Campbell Chesser has asked for a trade to Carlton.
That's a big
and
loss.
Liam Ryan, huge. I did not see that coming. And Liam Ryan requested a trade to St Kilda. So
Yeah, we were on that one early, weren't we?
yeah, that's rough for the Eagles with the Chesser.
Yeah, hugely rough, mate. Even there's a couple guys in here. Chin Cotter was a really good tag 12 months ago.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Taking big scalps. He's obviously fallen out with the coach. And then Will Brodie, he doesn't get a game, but Frederick does. Just astounds me.
Whose wife did he read?
Well, that's what the key question. It must be Longmuir's family member immediately. Or is he, I don't know, is he gone after someone else's missus in the team? I don't know. But to me, it's just bewildering how he was in the best 18 and had averaged 27 possessions in his first 10 games.
2022, he was in your best 10 players,
100%.
5 players. So I don't know how you go from there to this.
Johnson, Erasmus have all overtaken him.
Yeah.
Driscoll. Stiff, man. Go to Port Adelaide and show him up, Will Brodie.
Ooh.
I hope he does, mate, to be honest. I'm a big fan of him and want him to prolong his career and actually show what he's worth rather than running around at Peel.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you as well. If he can get a game at Port Adelaide where it's looking like he's going to go, then best of luck to him. Like,
Put him in
I
your
think that's
Supercoach
really good.
team next year.
Put him in the Supercoach team. It does stink of that, where he's going to come out and have a ripping year.
It does, mate. Eh?
All right, mate. Let's move on to the finals. Have we covered off everything, or should we straight into the finals preview?
Let's get into the finals preview. I'm chomping, mate.
Love it. The two semis, semi-final one, Adelaide and Hawthorn. Now, Adelaide paying $1.85. They're the slight favourites over Hawthorn, $2. This is at the Adelaide Oval, 7:10 Eastern time. So I think that's about 5 our time on Friday night. Give us the key storylines. What are you thinking here?
Well, Crows get another chance at redemption at home, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I think they were taking a lot of learnings out of that loss last week. I think that the teams match up really well against each other. So I found this really tough. You look at the key strengths of Adelaide, they've got three really good tall backs.
Yep.
The Hawks, that can match those Adelaide key forwards. I think both midfields are susceptible. I don't think the Hawks have the best midfield by any means, neither do Adelaide. So they're very evenly matched. I think probably where the game may be won or lost is just how effective those tall forwards are for Adelaide again in finals, and history has shown that they all can't fire at the same time. Tilthorpe had 2 but missed a shocker on the weekend. Tex, I think, had 2 or 3. Fogarty didn't see him the whole game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I know you're going to keep playing him, and there's been a lot of talk about it all year round, but
They'd be rough to get dropped.
I think the bookies have probably got this one wrong. I'm probably more keen on the Hawks at $2 versus the Crows at $1.85. I think they nullify a lot of their weapons, the Crows, even though they're at home.
Hello, there you go.
I'm just following you in last week with them roughies, mate.
Love it. Love that,
What
mate.
are you thinking, brother?
Well, I'm thinking Adelaide. I think, it's 50-50. The only reason I'm running with it is just the home crowd advantage. I think they're going to be rabid after last week and going down to Collingwood. A few other interesting little storylines. Jack Ginnivan back to Adelaide Oval.
Yeah.
He's had an interesting past with Adelaide. It was Port last year.
Yeah.
The aeroplane.
Yeah.
And then, what was it, 3 or 4 weeks ago, he had that run-in with the reporter at the airport. So there's a bit going on there, and Adelaide trying to avoid becoming the first minor premier in 42 years to go out in straight sets.
Yeah, it doesn't bode well for my tipping now, does it?
No.
42 years since they've gone out in straight sets. But I don't know, mate. Yeah.
So that's good from you.
I just think Adelaide, I just don't know. I'm not 100% sold on their credentials yet and their ability to cop the pressure. And realistically, the pressure's on them again this week.
Oh, massively.
42 years is not a stat you want to set records for in terms of going out in straight sets, and you're on your home deck and you're expected to win.
Yep.
Sam Mitchell will have the Hawks going, we've got a free throw at the stumps here, guys. Let's go over there and just have a bit of fun and see how we go.
There is no pressure on Hawthorn at all.
I reckon this is when Hawthorn will come good.
Yep. I think I would agree with that. All right, so let's get on to the betting of this game. Mate, you are the king here. Run us through your bankers and you don't trust
I
it.
don't know about that. We've got some common ones here, mate. I think Tilthorpe's probably the one to get off the chain. 2 goals. You've got him at $1.52 there. I think it's the latest stat. 2-3-1, 3-4.
Yep.
I think he's the one they'll try and exploit. I do often wonder sometimes if he spends time in the ruck, whether that will impact his time forward, but I think they will be covered in that regard. Rory Laird, I think, is going to go in the midfield. He's been 20 plus off half-back all day, every day. But I think he'll actually go and spend some time through there this week. Has for many years. And I think it was All-Australian one year in that position.
He was.
McDonald for Hawks, anytime. Kicked 3 on the weekend. 3 goals, 2. Very dangerous.
Yep.
And then the usual culprits. Charles Royce, anytime, and Gunston for 2, brother.
Yep.
What do you
I
think,
tend to
mate?
agree with you, mate. You've pretty much...
You got
knocked
Walks
it
in
on
there
the
too?
head. I got Walks. Well, he's kicked a lot of goals the last few weeks. He's on the same sort of trajectory as Tilthorpe. 2-1, 2-3-3 in his last few weeks. And obviously Gunston is just kicking goals like never before. 3-2-7, 4-4 in his last 5. 2 plus at $1.37. I just don't think you can leave that out.
$1.37, yeah. No, it's a good little builder, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a massive builder. As far as don't trusters go, if you
kick
look
us
at
off, mate.
Yeah, well, if you look at Josh Rochelli's last 5 games, he's been pretty good with goals. Like, there's been a couple he's missed, but then he's gone 3-2, blah, blah, blah. But he hasn't paid for ages, so I don't think I would be getting on him this week. I'd be leaving it from a punting perspective. And also, Ben Keys, he just hasn't been what he was last year. He hasn't been the consistent 2-goal kicker that he was. So I'm steering way away from him.
I'm with you, mate. I'm buying a ticket on the Don't Trust Keys train. I'm up the front conducting the train, actually.
You're in business class.
I am, mate, because I'm really dirty on Keys.
Yep.
Every time I've whacked him in after he's had 3 the week before, he'll either hand pass to someone else in the goal square or he won't get anywhere near it, or he'll miss a goal late.
Inconsistency king.
Up and down. So you've talked about him. Saligo is another one. He's the guy they touted to go in and have that immediate rise and get a lot more bang for buck out of him. So he's been spending a lot of time on the ball.
Yeah.
There's games where he has 13, 14 possessions and spends 75% of time on the ball. So I
Yeah,
can't
right.
trust him for 20.
Yeah. Yeah, you just can't do it when you're getting those stats.
And this last one's controversial. Jordan Dawson, he may be firming for the Brownlow, mate. But
Potential Brownlow medalist.
But
he's in the Don't Trusters.
I'm telling you, man, and this might be just me, I've backed him for 21, 22 plus with the new sports bet, any choosing a possession.
Yes.
Had 19 on the weekend, mate.
Ooh.
In a final.
And what do you have him for?
On your home deck, 20 plus.
Yeah, that hurts.
So he's very good with the footy. I think
Yeah.
what makes him amazing is he's a great overhead mark. He can kick goals. He can win your clearances. But he's never been a big accumulator of the footy, 25 plus, Robbie.
He generally gets 20, and he's been pretty good on 25 plus this year. Just one failure put him in the Don't Trust
I'm
Us.
telling you, you can have him for a goal, but I'm not having him. I'm going to go through the stats now because I'm telling you, mate.
Love this.
Great player, but not a big accumulator.
Love this. And there is a big difference between what we think is a great player and what we think is a great betting player.
Disposals, 23.5.
20. Okay, so he's under 25 for the year as an average.
His tackles elite, kicks elite, marks elite, goals elite. That's what I mean. So he's a gun, but he's just not a 25 plus, mate.
Yeah.
You just can't have him.
And that doesn't work for us.
At $1.25, whatever, 25 plus. See you later. No,
All right. See you later, Jordan Dawson.
probably win the Brownlow and stick it up me, but that's
Take your Brownlow and get packing.
yeah, exactly. Oh gosh.
Well, mate, we'll move on to semi-final two. That's a pretty good summary, I think. Brisbane and the Gold Coast. The Q Clash, finals edition. I've been hearing on the Eddie Maguire and Jimmy Bartell podcast that Jimmy Bartell calls it the pineapple grapple. And I love that, the pineapple grapple.
I like that's cool. Let's roll with that. Bugger the Q Clash.
Yeah, so let's call it that from now on. As a tribute to Jimmy, I love that.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, it's just a milestone game for the AFL, really.
Yeah, it's huge,
Expanding traditional rugby state. It's dominated the papers. It's everywhere. I've got mates in Queensland saying, the Broncos are a forgotten thought in a finals week.
The Broncos.
Yeah,
Hey!
exactly, mate. The Broncos. So I'm sure it's not that severe, but I just think it's amazing that you've got two teams. Lions maybe a little bit susceptible to a loss. The Suns riding the high of coming over to West last week. I think the big brother should beat the little brother.
Should.
Especially coming off a trip to Perth, which is a tough road trip. But the Suns, man, you can't write them off. Raul Anderson, no Lockie Neal in the middle. I just wonder, and Jared Witts is the most underrated ruckman in the league for me. He destroyed Darcy and Jackson last week.
Yep.
Had more hit-outs than those two players combined.
Did it on his own.
Borderline All-Australian. You talk about Dimmer, you can't rave him enough about him. So if he gets on top in the middle, which I think he will, and gives Raul and Anderson first service out of the middle, and Bailey Humphrey wasn't too bad either last week, 3 goals. I think the Suns could really get a hold of him, yeah?
Yeah, I'm worried for Brisbane, if I'm being completely honest, and I was thinking about this this Arvo.
Yeah.
I mean, the Suns are riding high. Brisbane, they've got their injury worries. As you say, their rucks are a little bit depleted at the moment. The midfield's probably missing one. The Suns could get it done.
They could get it done, mate. I don't know if they will. I'm not happy to take them head-to-head if I'm punting, but my sentiment, my heart, my excitement's with the Suns.
Yeah, and then sometimes you've got to follow your gut on those things, so maybe you need to be putting some cash on the Suns to win. Just saying.
In finals, you have to cut roughies, don't you, mate?
Yeah.
Two games, one roughie you win.
Yeah, one a win.
So which one's it going to be? It's a question, I guess.
Why not? I mean, the Brizzy just look a bit tired, I reckon.
They do, mate. They do.
So we'll see. But as far as bankers and don't trusters go, mate, I think we're probably going to be very similar here. So I've got Noah Anderson 26 plus at $1.40.
Boom.
Ashcroft 25 plus $1.35. He's going to have to clock up a lot more time in that midfield. Hugh McCluggage 26 plus. So last week he was disappointing.
Yeah, he bounced.
I reckon he bounces.
They don't tag really either. Gold Coast, they won't tag.
Exactly right. So those midfields will go head-to-head,
and you'll take the odds too, because it would gone up a little bit as he got 14 last week.
Yeah, $1.66.
Time to capitalise, mate.
Yeah, bloody oath. Cash in when you can. And Dunkley as well, 25 plus. I just think they're all guys that can run through that midfield. And as you say, these two midfields go head-to-head a bit. They're not big tagging teams. Dunkley's the only one who can tag. But when Dunkley tags, he tends to go both ways. Like, he'll still rack up possessions.
Yep.
which is very good. I don't know. What are you thinking from a banker's perspective?
Could not have said it better myself, mate. The only one I'd add in is Bailey Humphrey.
Yes.
He's been a story of the year. To me, looked like a mini Dustin Martin last week against us.
Yeah.
In the wet, clearance play, goes in the ball, kicks goals. No one could go with him when he was inside deep 50 for us defensively. So we really couldn't go with him.
Yeah.
And in the end, that 3 goals probably was the difference in the game, to be honest. So
Well, massively. You only lost by a point.
any time for him. Well, I don't know about Freddie missing the drummer in the goal, but in the goal square. But Humphrey any time, and Long too are probably the only other ones I'd explore.
Yep.
We'll get into the don't trust in a minute. There's a reason I haven't put Ben King in there too. Plus.
Yep,
But
fair.
I think Anderson, Rao, Dunkley, Long, Humphrey, they're the guys you want to play with, mate. And
100%.
Will Ashcroft, just be a little bit careful. Apparently he's had a little bit sore after last week. He's been missing a fair bit of training. So, just keep a watch out on him, I think.
Nice. The other one I might put in there as well is Kai Lohmann, because if you look at his record the last 5-6 weeks, he's always kicking one. So
Grand final was amazing. He's been there, man. 100%.
loves a big show, doesn't
Great
he?
show. What are we getting for him? $1.20.
$1.20, so
That's
it's not
alright.
huge, but it's
Yeah.
a good builder.
You got to build them up though. You'll go from 380 to 450 with that. So
Exactly right.
happy days, bro.
Exactly right. All right, mate. Who are we not trusting? I think you've already called one out.
Well,
to be honest.
there's a couple here. Beware of Harris Andrews. I reckon I could just literally rinse and repeat every week when it comes to Harris Andrews, but
Yeah.
he blankets the big key forwards.
Yes, massively.
So Ben King, you're in for a tough day.
Yes.
So be careful with King and these bigger forwards. I don't think he's going to take long. Mm-hmm. It's always tough to kick goals against Harris Andrews. Charlie Cameron, 2 posies and a cheap goal last week off the ball. Mm-hmm. No good, mate.
Yep.
No good. So you can't have him in there. And Logan Morris, I was all for him about 6 or so weeks ago. He had a real quiet patch the last few weeks.
Yeah.
Singles in most of those games.
He really has. You're right.
And he's going to face Sam Collins, the man Neanderthal Mountain, who we've widely talked about as one of the biggest men in the league.
Sam the man.
So it's going to be a tough night for him.
Yeah,
And
massively.
that's where Brisbane, I think, again, not sounding like a broken record, you can't have Logan Morris taking the best full back at 192, 193 centimetres. You need big dogs in there to support him. Give him McInerney, give him someone else where he can have a second foil and perhaps get off the chain a bit or move up the ground. So beware of Harris Andrews, beware of Sam Collins, and don't get sucked into the senior players that have been good some years ago, like Charlie Cameron. They've been off the ball for a while. They're not just going to pull one out of the bag and kick 5.
Yeah.
If they do, you're happy to take it as a punter, to be honest, because the form didn't read that way.
Yeah, and that's a good point as well. Hey, the only other one I'd put in for a don't truster, and this is a little bit controversial because I know you've got him in as a truster, but
Yeah.
I would say Matt Rao, because the one thing about him is that from a punting perspective, most weeks he racks it up.
Yep.
But then there'll be the odd week where he actually takes on a shutdown role, and they put him on a good midfielder, and he doesn't get the positive. He still plays really well. Like he does his job to perfection. But he doesn't rack up those big scores. I don't think with Lockie Neal out that'll happen against the Brisbane Lions, but it is just a slight watch.
Well, mate, Dunkley might go to him
That's true.
as well. So Dunkley have a choice to go between Anderson or Rao.
Yeah.
Generally, he probably knocks off 5 or 6 possessions when
That's
he
true.
tags, doesn't he, Dunkley?
Yep.
So mate, Rao has let me down, no doubt about it. But when I watch him, firsthand against Freo, just destroy the midfield and get so many possessions in that game last weekend, he's just burnt in my memory, I think.
Yep. No,
That's why he's just the first one I go to.
it's just role dependent. That's all it is.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. So maybe look at, and a good point you raised, Robbie, maybe go back to the last time these 2 teams played.
Yeah.
Have a look at where the
Great
tags
point.
went, where the matchups were, who bopped up, who kicked goals, was it big forwards or small forwards, and just get a sense of how the matchups might occur, because you only need one of those to go against you, like a tagging role or someone who's out of form, and then your whole multi's ruined.
Yeah. But it's a good point because it's going to be an excellent gauge of how these teams play against each other as well. So very good from you, mate.
Don't go over
Great
proven
tip.
formula. Go back to the archives, mate.
Go back to the archives. That's very good. Anything else on this game from you, mate?
I don't think so. They're both real tough games for punters. I think you could probably blend a multi with a couple of them as we lead into our bets for this week. Mm-hmm. Go for the finals proven performers that are in form.
Yep.
The young guys coming through, your Bailey Humphreys and stuff, they're probably going to feature. But I'll be building my multis around Gunston and these types that have been there and done it, got the premiership medallion and know what it takes.
Yeah, love that from you. All right, bets from this week. What are we going to do, mate?
Well, we've mixed it up a bit. We've done AFL SGMs on the Freo and West Coast games this year. We've done a Dublin, which is the 2-1 bet. There's only 2 games.
Yeah.
So realistically, what I think we're going to do is we're going to take a multi in each of the games and we're going to take them into each other.
Love that. Love that. I think that is the perfect thing because we need a big winner and this is going to be it. What do you got for us?
Yeah, you came in to roll one in for us or what?
Yep, I'm going to go with you this week.
All
mate.
right, Hawthorn and Adelaide. John Newcombe, 20 plus.
Tick.
Rory Laird, 20 plus.
Tick.
Averaging 23.5, rarely goes under. Carl Amon, 20 plus.
Yep.
Impey, 20 plus. They're just running everything through those guys.
Yes, I think Impey had about 22 at half time on the weekend.
Smoked it. Gunston, 2 plus. Tilthorpe, 2 plus.
Love it.
That's it for the first game.
Yep, tick them all off. That's great.
575.
Oh,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
that's only half.
Now, the second game, Gold Coast versus Brisbane. I sound like I'm reading out the Brownlow votes here. And Anderson,
Andrew Dillon.
3 votes. No. Noel Anderson, 25 plus.
Tick.
Going to get it done, no problem at all.
Yeah.
Will Ashcroft, 23 plus.
I like it.
Just going a little bit under, you know.
Yeah,
Just,
yeah.
bit of
Sometimes
safety.
it's good to be safe there.
Matty Rowler had in there for 20 plus.
I love it. 20 plus you'll get every day of the week.
Josh Dunkley, 20 plus.
Yep.
Humphrey, anytime.
Yep.
Your man Lohman, anytime.
Yep.
And Ben Long, anytime.
Perfect.
$4.50. So you've got 575 into 450. You're getting about 23, 24 to 1 for those two doubled into each other. We will get it up on the Facebook page this week.
Yes.
And we might even share the bet with a few of our friends as well if you reach out to us via the good text.
Love it. Can you link that through to me on text as well if you've already put it on?
Yeah.
You beauty.
So there's 2 easy ones. They've all got about 5 or 6 legs in both games. And the proven formula, I think, is going with the trusted players that have been there. And for those teams like Gold Coast who haven't, look no further than the Fremantle game last week where the engine room generated the result for them, and it was through Rowley and Anderson, mate.
Love it. So we're going to put multi on for each game separately,
Yep.
then put them both together. So we're doing 3 bets this week.
Yeah, so a bit of fun with that. If you want to follow
Love
us
it.
in, get around the socials. We'll whack it up. We'll share the link. And, of course, Robbie,
You got to gamble responsibly.
think of what you could really be gambling with. You win some, you lose more. What else you want to throw out there? All of the taglines.
Just win.
Just have a good time
Responsibly.
with it. Win responsibly, bet responsibly. And, of course, if you do need free and confidential support, you can go to gamblershelpline.org.au or 1300 858 858, or you can just give us a call and we'll have a chat over the phone and we'll share in
do
each other's
that.
losses.
I wouldn't do that. It won't make you feel better.
Thanks for listening, guys. Get around us. Follow us on all the channels, Robbie. You know, what else can we tell them?
We'll see you next week because there's going to be 2 big finals after this too.
Yeah, we've still got
2 winners are going through. 2 losers are ending their season. It's big.
And the last question I want to ask you before we go, mate.
Oh, should I be?
Who wins it all?
Who wins it all?
Yep.
Oh, I hate to say it, but I think Collingwood.
Okay.
Who do you think?
I'm a Geelongman.
Geelong. Good.
So
I hope
we've got
you
a split decision.
are correct.
So
I don't want Collingwood to win. I think they will.
yeah, that's probably why I think they will win, but I don't want them to. So I'm going with my heart, not my head. But,
That's great.
2 cracking teams, great games coming up this weekend. Get around it and follow us on the socials and listen to us on Spotify.
Beautiful. Until next week, we'll be back. Punt Pals podcast. See ya.